How's it going, everybody? This is T here, and today we're going to talk about taxes. So, one of the things, let me adjust this camera here. One of the things that I was curious about when I got into crypto was, am I going to have to pay taxes on that? And the short answer to that is yes, you will most definitely have to pay taxes on that. So, let me just adjust that. Beforehand, it was like a gray area if you had to like report taxes, since crypto was totally new. There was just like a gray area, but now there are new laws, rules, and regulations in place to actually tax crypto as a capital gains tax. And it's treated in an asset class similar to like stocks and real estate, where you have to report your transactions to the IRS. Now, if you think of Bitcoin as like virtual property, there's 21 million Bitcoins, right? And each Bitcoin is divisible into 100 million Satoshis, which is its smallest unit. I'll try and add that onto the screen later. Now, if you multiply 21 million Bitcoins times 100 million Satoshis, so there's technically 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. Now, if you think of it as like a pie, each little slice is its own piece of property, right? It's virtual property. Now, but with Bitcoin, rather than like say a house, you could actually use that to pay for goods and services. It's a store of value, technically, and a unit of account. Now, that's how money functions, right? So, like, if you take $1 or $100, you can use it to pay for goods. You can use it to just hold on to it and put it into a bank. And you know that $1 is $1, or $100 is $100, right? So you know that one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, and one Satoshi is one Satoshi. Like, that's what I mean by a function of money. Now, when it comes to taxes, transactions are taxable, such as selling a crypto for a gain or loss, conversion from one to another, or you're earning about $600 in rewards. And I believe that's for every cryptocurrencies. I know that's the case for each of the cryptocurrencies on Coinbase, but they don't have all of the cryptos that are out there in the world. So yeah, moving on. Now, if you're thinking that you didn't keep track of any of your transactions, for example, I didn't, like I was kind of just like doing transactions and sending stuff and like selling crypto for cash and stuff like that, and I didn't keep track of any of my transactions, you're in luck, because Coinbase like tracks all of that stuff, and it actually comes together for you in its own like tax report, which is super convenient. Because like when I was doing my taxes through TurboTax, it had a little section in there in its software where it said if you had any crypto related transactions, you can just like upload the report that you get from wherever, and then we'll do it automatically for you. And I was just like, whoa, that's super convenient. Like, who thought of this? Oh, sorry, I had to check something. I was just like, that just made it so much simpler for everybody out there in the world that possibly has crypto or any of that stuff. Now, on a side note, why that has come about, like in 2017, I read that the IRS ordered Coinbase to report any user that had $20,000 in transactions. And what I think has happened is it's trickled down to all the retail investors and the retail buyers, such as myself and whoever puts in a little bit of money into buying crypto. And now they just generate a report for everybody and have that accessible to Coinbase users to report onto their taxes, which is super nice, super nice. And you think like, oh man, like the government's just trying to tax me, they just want their money. I thought that too. And on another note, you could also take it as a wider adoption of crypto in society, right? Like, why would the government want to tax it? Why would Coinbase be created? Why would TurboTax actually add that functionality to its software to facilitate those types of transactions, right? Like, why would merchants be able to accept crypto payments and people be able to pay with crypto, essentially, right? So just think of it as like the next iteration of money, and like its own new asset class in its infancy. Now back to uploading. Now make sure that you download the correct tax report. What I want to do is actually go through the 2020 crypto tax guide. So at this point, I'm going to be going through the tax guide. So crypto and Bitcoin taxes in the US. Now, did you sell, use, or convert crypto? If so, you may owe taxes if you are a US taxpayer. Here's a look at what that could mean, the steps you may have to take, what forms you need, and how gains and losses might affect your taxes. Now, Coinbase doesn't provide tax advice. We put this guide together for informational purposes only, and it shouldn't be considered tax advice or an individualized recommendation. Please consult a tax planning professional regarding your personal tax circumstances. Me also, this is purely informational. I'm only speaking because like I've done my taxes and I had to figure out how to do all this stuff. And now like I'm telling you guys like my story of how I went about going through it. Now, the $1 million question, $1 million crypto question, shall I say. Do I have to pay crypto taxes? I fully support Coinbase's statement here. At Coinbase, we see crypto as the foundation for tomorrow's open financial system, but it's also part of today's traditional one. To answer the many questions on crypto and taxes, the IRS has issued crypto tax guidance. Now, I'm not going to read all this stuff. You can go ahead and read it. There's the link up here, coinbase.com/Bitcoin-taxes, numerical sign, no, that's a hashtag, pay taxes. And this guide is only for US users. So if you have a US Coinbase account like me, this is a good guide to read, gain some information, and see if like any of this stuff is applicable to you. And now, all crypto sales, conversions, payments, donations, and earned income are reportable by U.S. taxpayers. The reason that buying and selling crypto is taxable is because the IRS identifies crypto as property, not currency. As a result, tax rules that apply to property, but not real estate tax rules, transactions like selling collectible coins or vintage cars that can appreciate in value, also apply to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. So back to what I said at the beginning of this video, think of Bitcoin as virtual property. So there's 21 million Bitcoins. If you own one Bitcoin, then you own one Bitcoin. But it's property. You know what I mean? Sorry, like I messed that one up. But yeah, it's essentially virtual property. That is only 21 million is only ever going to exist, ever. Now, to no one's surprise, the IRS isn't kidding around. Failure to report income, blah 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 blah. Don't avoid taxes. Like, who you're gonna end up like with tax evasion, Wesley Snipes, or whoever evades taxes. Like, don't evade your taxes. They will get you. They will get you. Now, all this stuff, steps to take. Here's what's taxable: selling crypto for cash, paying for goods and services, buying one crypto with another crypto, receiving mined crypto, being paid in crypto or by airdrop, receiving crypto awards. I can skip all that. What's not taxable: donating crypto to a qualified tax-exempt charity or nonprofit, buying crypto with cash and holding it. That's a major one, because a lot of people like they kind of just like buy and hold on to it, so you can just like let it appreciate. When you sell it, that's when it's so when you sell it, that's when it becomes a taxable transaction. Now, transferring crypto between wallets and transferring crypto between Coinbase accounts or from an external wallet to a Coinbase account. That's essentially what I've done a lot. Um, so what Coinbase has done is tracked all of those reports, or so all of those transactions, and then generated it into its own report. So I'm not going to go through all of this stuff. You can go ahead and read it yourself. I will leave a link to it, essentially. This is another thing. So what it will show up on your tax report is a 1044 Schedule D, capital gains and losses. But let's go back to filing your taxes. So like when you're trying to generate your report, what you need to do, if you have a Coinbase account, is go to your account up here. So this is mine. Go to Tools, right? And this screen will pop up. Just go ahead and go to Taxes and Reports. And then this screen pops up, right? And then it has like the tax guide right there. The bullet points that you need. Do I need to pay taxes? And then what information do I need? Now this is like gold, literally, because you have your transaction history here, right? And so this report combines your crypto transactions into a single report. And then the other reports. And this is what's importable into TurboTax. Like it has its own logo down here. So gains and loss reports. What you need to do is download the 2019 one. Where I messed up, and like I honestly felt super stupid about it, was I downloaded the transaction history one and tried uploading that into TurboTax, and I kept getting a validation error. And then I was just like, well, I have to report these transactions to the IRS. So I try to manually do it, and then I'm just like, wait, I could just try this one? And then it'll give you a report for each individual crypto, so like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar, Ethereum Classic, Tezos, whatever Coinbase has, right? And then you import that into TurboTax one by one, and then it automatically does it for you. So much simpler, so much simpler. And what I learned from that is I technically had a net gain of $2,950 for crypto. So that's just like extra money that I could have like used for anything. For example, one of the things that I bought was this camera. So this was like a $720 camera that I bought with some of my crypto proceeds. I bought groceries. I bought gas for my car, some artwork, and all that stuff. So that's just extra money that I can do things with. Fun coupons. And now my thoughts after doing my taxes. I thoroughly looked at all of my crypto transactions, and the main takeaway would be just like keep it simple, stupid. Like I try to do a lot of things with my crypto, like trying to flip it essentially, and day trade and like margin trade, I guess, and get more money out of the money that I put into it. And as a result of that, I lost more money. If you think of it like, had I just like held on to it and did nothing, essentially my net gains would have been a lot higher. But instead, I tried to flip some of my net gains and I lost it. So that was one of my main takeaways. I don't know if that would be for you. That's not investment advice. That's just what I thought that I need to do for myself, and like how I'm approaching my crypto holding, buying, and investing. My second takeaway is you're going to need to upgrade your TurboTax to TurboTax Self-Employed. Now that costs about like $120, but just in terms of like added functionality, it's so much easier. And you don't necessarily have to go to like a tax expert, and you could just like kind of do it from home, which is what I did, and figure it out from there. And what's cool is like you can upload not only your Coinbase tax reports, but also your 1099 BDIV tax reports. So like if you have Acorns or Robinhood or like E-Trade, if you buy and sell stocks, you can like download your report and then upload it into TurboTax's software, and then it does it automatically for you. Yeah, what else? And then it just comes up with ways and to try and essentially get you the biggest refund possible, and then get deductions essentially, and make sure you do it accurately and correctly. And it tells you all that stuff while you're going through TurboTax. But the best thing you can do, the absolute best thing, is go talk to a tax professional. They can like walk you through this entire process, and then you're not like here trying to Google everything and then using the TurboTax help button. And so at the end of like during doing your TurboTax, like they'll ask you to pay for its services. They're essentially taxing you at the end. But it's super useful because like I still got a return out of my taxes, and then just doing it accurately, so like I'm getting money back. Is awesome. And then on the last note, subscribe, like, and enjoy your day. Go stay healthy, please. There's this virus going around and it's messing with everything. On that note, this is T. Peace.